Hello everyone, it's me Clayson. I just finished watching My Little Pony: A New Generation. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a long time, you'll probably know that I have been a Brony for many, many years. That is, at least until Friendship is Magic ended, where I basically stopped being a Brony about the time the theatrical film was released, then briefly came back for the finale. So, this new film happens to be set several years after the events of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where the teachings of Twilight Sparkle and the main six certainly have been replaced with paranoia and mistrust. But let's get to the story, shall we? Like I said, the story is set several years after the events of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where not only is all the magic is gone from Equestria, but the Earth Ponies, Pegasi, and Unicorns all don't get along, and they've ultimately become very prejudiced against each other. However, this one Earth Pony named Argyle, played by Michael McKean, tells his daughter, Sunny, played by Vanessa Hudgens, that about the stories of Twilight and her friends, and how there should be a way to bring ponies back together in harmony in some way. So when Sunny grows up, she tries to find a way to make friends with the unicorns and the Pegasi, despite the Earth ponies being terrified of them. That's when we get Izzy, a brand new unicorn who's basically a Pinkie Pie type in her personality, voiced by Kimiko Glenn. Together, Izzy and Sunny try to go around Equestria to the Earth Pony, Pegasi, and Unicorn residencies to try and bring them all together in harmony. But that's all I'll say about the story, without spoiling anything. The story here really does feel like a natural continuation of Friendship is Magic, considering that even though it does have CGI visuals and a ton of celebrity guest roles, it still feels authentic to the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic universe. It still has all those typical pony terms, it still has clever references to pop culture, and it still has a lot of catchy songs. Granted, you don't have Daniel Ingram with the music on this one, but the songs here are still pretty hummable and catchy, even if a few of them do feel generic pop tune-ish, to the point where some of them even ape the styles of other songs. But then again, Friendship is Magic did that too, so I don't really count that as a negative. What I can count as a negative, however, is that some parts of the film do feel a little rushed. Granted, that's to be expected when a film is only 90 minutes long, and it has to go through all these different concepts of prejudice for the different pony types, and has to, make a villain for the final resolution in the film, all in the span of 90 minutes. But I thought the Equestria Girls movies, at least the first two, even they honestly had a little bit better pacing, while having even shorter run times. And that's saying something. Though, to be fair, the film does have a lot of fun and clever sequences with its short runtime. There's not only with the song sequences, but also with a game of Dance Dance Revolution, only done with hooves, and having this fun game where the unicorns basically do this weird jinx ritual whenever they hear forbidden words. And speaking of the voices, yes, a lot of them are celebrity voices. I mentioned Vanessa Hudgens and Michael McKean, but there's also James Marsden, who plays a pretty funny sheriff named Hitch, and Ken Jeong, who plays the main villain of the film. And I think both of them do pretty well in their roles. Jeong and Marsden certainly have a lot of experience with comedy, and I do think that Marsden is somewhat underrated when it comes to what he can bring to a role like this. On top of that, even Tara Strong, Tabitha St. Germain, Andrea Libman, and Ashley Ball come back to voice the roles of the main six in the film, only for a brief scene near the beginning, but it was still a nice little acknowledgement of their part in this. Plus, I do think the resolution does ultimately fit the film's theme pretty well, and it doesn't try too hard to paint one side as the villain here. It's all just our prejudices and misconceptions that's the real villain, which I think is very topical now, and that feels like a message that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic would cover. So while it certainly has its flaws, I do think My Little Pony: A New Generation does deserve its place among the My Little Pony pantheon, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of this cast. That's why I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. See you next time.